Okay, so when you think of Meghalaya, what comes to mind, right? Probably these incredible green hills, these super clean, picture-perfect villages. But what if I told you that behind that postcard image, there's a pretty shocking secret, a story about what happens when this shiny public image smacks right into well, a very messy reality.
This question right here, it just cuts straight to the point, doesn't it? It perfectly captures this massive contradiction we're talking about. I mean, you've got this world-famous model of cleanliness on one hand, and then, just a short drive away, a total system collapse on the other. So, let's really dig into that conflict.
All right, first, let's talk about the official story. This is the image Meghalaya has been so good at showing the world. A state that's clean, green, and super tech-savvy. You know, a place that looks like it has it all figured out. And they've built this narrative really, really well. Mawlynnong isn't just some clean village. It's a global brand, Asia's cleanest village. Then you add in these splashy announcements about high-tech stuff like AI robots cleaning lakes, and of course, lots of active participation in national campaigns, complete with all the photo ops. Honestly, it's a masterclass in PR. And here's the perfect example of that strategy in action, announcing AI-powered robots to clean up a major tourist lake. I mean, come on, that's a perfect media story, right? It screams progress and innovation, it looks modern, it's great for the cameras, and it just hammers home that clean and green image.
But then, the plot twist. In 2024, a performance audit gets published by the Comptroller and Auditor General of India, the CAG, which is the country's top government watchdog. And this official report, well, it just completely shatters that carefully built image.
So now it's time to peel back the curtain. See, the CAG audit doesn't care about marketing or press releases, it just uses cold, hard data. And that data? It reveals a state that isn't in control at all, but one that's actually in the middle of a full-blown garbage crisis.
Get ready for this number, because it is an absolute showstopper. 98%. Let that sink in for a second. The audit found that up to 98% of municipal solid waste, the garbage from towns and cities, gets dumped in landfills with zero treatment. None. Not recycled, not composted, just dumped. And this chart really just drives that staggering figure home. I mean, look at that tiny little sliver. Just 2% of waste is actually processed. That other 98%? That's a massive, unmanaged problem just getting buried out of sight.
And listen, the auditors do not mince words here. They literally call it a catastrophic failure. This isn't some critic talking. This is the official government verdict on its own waste management system. It's a total breakdown in how things are being run.
So the big question is, how does a system fail this catastrophically? Well, it's not just one thing. It's like a domino effect, a collapse across the entire chain. The audit really lays out the anatomy of this failure, and it all starts with some pretty basic problems.
The report basically boils it down to these 4 key failures. It kicks off with a complete lack of planning, which then leads to having no facilities, which means you can't handle things like plastic, and on top of all that, you're completely ignoring the very people who are actually doing the recycling. Let's break each one down.
Okay, first up, a failure in the most basic step, planning. The audit found that most towns didn't even bother to create a solid waste management plan. And the capital city, Shillong, it did submit one, but it's just been sitting there, unapproved, for years. And this is the crucial part. If you don't have a plan, you have no goals, no strategy, and no action. And that lack of planning has a very real physical consequence. No plans mean no processing facilities ever get built. This is actually a violation of national environmental rules, which clearly say you have to segregate and process waste. Only the stuff that's left over is supposed to go to a landfill.
The last 2 failures here are just as critical. The state has no real system to deal with all the plastic waste. And, maybe most importantly, the informal sector, the rag pickers who are basically the backbone of any recycling that is happening, they're completely ignored by the official system. This leaves them totally vulnerable and often exploited.
So what does this all add up to? Well, it points to this deep, pretty unsettling conflict at the very heart of the state's governance. It's a conflict between what you see and what's actually real, a focus on optics, really, over the well-being of people and the environment. This slide just lays that conflict out so clearly. On one side, you've got the glossy, high-tech public image, AI robots, international awards. And on the other side, hidden away from the cameras, is the grim reality the auditors found: overflowing landfills and an exploited workforce. And this statement just sums it all up perfectly.
doesn't it? It's a strategy of managing perceptions, not actually managing waste. Put the impressive robots where the cameras are in the tourist spots, while you truck the real garbage somewhere nobody's looking.
And that leaves us with one final, really critical question. What's the real point of all these high-profile projects? Are they actually genuine tools to make things better for real governance? Or are they just props for a good press release, designed to keep up an image while the real problems just keep piling up, out of sight and out of mind?